What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Horizon Forbidden West. In the last episode, we took down the Pitmaster of the Bulwark with some great difficulty. It was not easy, and you know what? I don't even feel bad about it. I'm not even mad anymore. I'm not, and I'll tell you why. Between this episode and the last, which they've been about a month and a half apart, I took the liberty of beating the entire game on my own time. Finally. Like, I was already about 60% done with the game, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to finish the entire thing before I go any further with this Let's Play, and I did it. I fought all the Pitmasters, too. I mean, I'm trying to go for 100%, and I think I'm only like 2 trophies away from the Platinum right now, but regardless. And after fighting all of the Pitmasters, I can confidently say that this is the second worst. It's not the worst, but it's the second worst. It's definitely the worst based on the level you're likely going to be at when you first encounter it. Because the hardest, quote-unquote, Pitmaster in the game, you're going to be much more prepared for than I was for this guy. So let's talk about this real quick, because I don't want to leave this on a sour note any more than I already did in the last episode. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend not even challenging this Pitmaster until you've gotten the final levels of the Resonator Blast, Resonator Buildup, and Melee Damage perks. The rest of these, yeah, they would be nice, getting even more Resonator Damage, Critical Strike, all this kind of stuff. These would be good to have, but personally, I would at least add these 3 beyond what I already have unlocked in the Warrior Tree, and you're going to have a much easier time in doing it. Just wait. Just wait. Don't try to take this on as soon as you get to the Bulwark. It's just not a good idea. But if you absolutely insist on doing it and you haven't unlocked enough abilities, or you're short on time and you just want to get it done and get it over with and get out of here, then place a bunch of traps before you start the fight. Place a bunch of advanced blast traps, maybe a shock trap or 2, as many traps as you have the space for, and kite the big guy into them as the fight progresses, so you can do a lot more damage to him, take him out really quickly, and then focus on this guy last. He is easy. He is as easy as every other Pitmaster. It's his brother that complicates the entire situation, and trying to take on him as well as the little guy is what's going to give you all of your problems, and is why the fight is basically a cheese. The game is cheesing you. Cheese it back. That is the worst Pitmaster fight in the game, in my opinion. Okay, let's talk about Machine Strike now. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it this episode. I know I said in the last episode I was gonna. I'm not. I do not have the pieces to do it. I don't really have any pieces good enough to do anything beyond the intermediate difficulty at the moment. Not to say I couldn't. I would just be bashing my head against a wall for the entirety of this episode trying to beat a Machine Strike, and I don't think you guys want to see that today. So instead, we're going to be doing some side questing. So let's select a Soldier's March, which is one of the 3 that we got here in the Bulwark. The other 2, we will be taking on one of them, which I believe is Call and Response, probably in the next episode. First to Fly we will not be doing for a very long time, because it's completely locked out until you have gotten to a certain point in the main quest. And that is not for a very long time. I'm talking like after we've gotten all 3 of the subroutines and beyond. It's a ways out. And it does say recommended level 32, which, I mean, that is a pretty dead giveaway. You're not going to be doing it for a while. But keep that in mind. Just don't even think about it for a long time. It's not going to happen for a while. So let's head on over this way. We're not going to go as far as the Revel Outpost. I promise. It's not my plan. We are instead, and I'm going to select my potions here. We are instead going to be veering off at this campfire, past this tower, and on up the cliff here as we go. Now, like I said, I beat the entire game, and I have a lot to talk about with this game still. There's so much to discuss. And in the interest of that discussion, something else I've done between episodes is actually restart a playthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn. I got my hands on a Steam Deck, and I've been actually playing it that way. That was the first thing I bought when I got my Steam Deck. Was, where is the climbing, the hole? There it is. Here's the handholds. The first thing I got when I got the Steam Deck was Horizon Zero Dawn, because I really wanted to play it. Got the PC version. Unfortunately, the Steam Deck is not the best way of playing it. It actually runs worse than the PS4 version, if I'm being honest. So actually having a high-end PC to play it on would be better. It barely hangs in there at 60 frames a second. I kind of had to drop it down to about 40 frames for a perfectly consistent experience, but even then, still had to lower like textures and shadows and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like, you know, when you get a Switch game that is a multi-platform game of like a current gen game, like I'm talking something like the Outer Wilds or I'm trying to think of like games off the top of my head. Stuff that's like that was released on all platforms simultaneously, but the Switch version is clearly the one with compromises. That is what the Steam Deck version of Horizon Zero Dawn feels like, and I'll talk about that more in a second, but that has been my experience, and I've been going back to that, and I gotta say, I got some things to apologize for. But let's talk to this person here, Wakata, and we're supposed to be looking for... why am I going to the wrong menu? We're supposed to be looking for Pento, who is trying to do a trial known as the March of the 10. So we're going to go looking for him.
Wallbreaker, if you've come to witness the March of the 10, you're out of luck.
Actually, I came looking for someone called Pento.
Pento? That poor scab was as good as dead even before the storm hit.
You're out of line, soldier.
What's he talking about?
The kid you're looking for is still up on the mountain, along with 2 others. Pento was the only one who decided to break tradition and climb without a partner. His odds aren't good. I'm sorry to say they never were to begin with. As far as being Tanak goes, he's got most of it backwards.
So what? You're all just waiting here? Shouldn't you be calling for help?
Couldn't find anyone in that storm, even if we wanted to. Those kids are at the mercy of the mountain now.
We'll see about that. But first, a couple of questions. Why is everyone so sure this Pento can't climb that mountain?
Our people are soldiers. We respect strength and agility. Pento has neither. Never has. He's been stuck on cleaning duty since he was a child. Yet he decided to undergo our clan's most difficult trial on his own.
And you think he's crazy for trying?
I'm not a fan of that word. When I chose to wear a woman's armor, people called me crazy too. I guess Pento just feels like he has to prove himself, to show who he really is. I understand, believe me. But that climb is hard enough, even without a storm.
What is this march you mentioned?
This is one of the toughest slopes in Sky Clan territory. It's said that the 10 climbed this mountain in pairs during their war against machines. Our people partner up to earn their soldiers' marks by following in the Old One's footsteps and retrieving the Blood Crest, a flower that grows on the summit. Until Pento, that is. He insisted on climbing on his own.
You mean no one wanted to climb up with him?
I tried to stop him, but there were technically no rules against it, so I let him pass.
That sounds familiar. The Nora have a similar ritual. No one wanted me in that one either.
Their mistake, I presume.
Yep. I could try following the path up the mountain. See if I can find Pento. You said there were 2 other climbers missing as well?
Just one. The other is right there. Zika!
Rocco and I, we were climbing back down. There was an avalanche. We got separated. I couldn't see anything.
Someone's gotta go up there.
You can barely see your own feet in that storm.
Except I don't need to. I'll be back.
Are you wounded?
Okay, I love that.
Storm gets too
These people are probably up on the mountain dying of hypothermia as we speak. But first, questions. Yeah, that's one of the big criticisms that everyone has with this game is the writing. It seems a little bit more loose in this game than it was in the first one. And yeah, I totally agree with it. But I wanted to say really quickly in regards to Horizon Zero Dawn, I have been a little bit... I viewed the first game a little bit through rose-tinted glasses in my approach to criticisms of that game versus this one a bit, and I want to apologize for that. We'll talk about that more in depth later as I'm able to make more comparisons, but for now, just know I've definitely exaggerated a couple of things. Zero Dawn's still a phenomenal game, don't get me wrong, but there are some things that I was like, Forbidden West clearly does this worse, and it doesn't. And we'll talk about those in due time, but yeah, I mean it doesn't change the fact that this is still a really good game. I'm not saying this is a bad game, but there's the ever prevalent comparisons that I know that people get really frustrated with when it comes to talking about this game. Let's see if I can take that off. There we go. All right, let's take this dart gun and then put it to use. There's a hit. Shoot it down. Oh, what the heck? That hurt a lot. Are you dead yet? Die. There we go. Sheesh. All right, I'll check on you in just a second, sir. So this must be your Rocco. Okay.
You okay?
Not really, but I'll live.
Your climbing partner, she said you got separated during an avalanche?
My partner? Yeah. The avalanche caught us off guard. Swept me up like a twig. I was sure I was a goner. Then someone grabbed hold of me and pulled me out. It was Penta. He risked his life for me.
Did you see where he went?
Up that cliff behind you. Said he was gonna finish the climb. I told him it was suicide, but he wouldn't listen.
Can you make it back down on your own?
Yes. You're not going after him, are you?
Go. Get back to Wakata before the storm gets any worse.
May the Ten be with you.
Okay, let's go after him.
I have to find Pento before he gets himself killed.
So we're going to be doing a lot of climbing right now. I want to make sure I grab... Oh, we got this as well. This is probably going to actually tell us about what the actual soldiers were going through. When the hell did the feds decide to let those G-Sin rust buckets fire off live artillery rounds? Guess they realized their non-lethal solution didn't solve a damn thing. Hodgins thinks he can get a signal further up the mountain, call in the big guns. Feds want to play hardball. JTF will light up those drones like it's the 4th of July. Problem is, his leg is in bad shape. Going to be a tough hauling him up this rock. So these guys were doing like a climb of some sort. That sounds very similar to the Edelweiss story from, is that... I think that's actually, it goes back as early as like well before World War I. But essentially, I want to say like not just airborne units in the German army, but then like just mountaineering soldiers in general. They would collect this flower known as Edelweiss, and they would have to go to the top of a very tall mountain. And there's a lot of pieces of like stories and lore and things like that that are based off of that exact experience. And I think that this is actually one of those. It sure seems like it anyway, because it's a very romanticized story of real human perseverance and things like that that a lot of people like to talk about. Okay. Up we go. Edelweiss is the flower that they usually would collect at the top of the mountain to actually prove that they made the climb. All right, let's see. So we need to land there. There's a lot of these logs, and there's also even like a climbing handhold over here on the side you might be tempted to jump to. Don't do that. Just do this. And I know I'm missing a crate there, but that's okay. It doesn't have anything worth jumping all the way back down for. Let's keep going up. Okay. Where are his tracks? Actually. I don't sit... Whoa! What do I hear? That looked like something straight off of a leaf lasher. Okay, well, hold on. Let's keep going up. Oh, gosh.
Let's hope that's Pento.
It would have to be, right? There's no one else up on the mountain. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it is a leaf lasher. Okay. What's up? Hold on a second. I'll be right with you in a second. That looks like... Oh, that's just a standard one? Wait, I've never scanned these guys? Really? Okay, well, let's start using some purge water arrows on these real quick and kind of knock out their damage a little bit. If I can be fast about it. There we go. Get a knockdown there. And a critical strike. Okay, there goes my focus, unfortunately. Can I get another strike in? Nope, we're just going to have to do another knockdown again. I'm going to take a hit here, probably. Oh, barely got away with it. Okay, hold on. No, you don't. Okay, got to dodge that at the last second. Take that damage. Knock you down. There we go. I could get a resonator blast, but I think I'm just going to stab you. Way better use of my time. Come on. Hit him. There we go. Just before it got its animation in. Beautiful. And then one more power attack ought to do it. There. Beautiful. Okay, I need to turn these things off like immediately. Thank you. Don't need those deactivating my focus anymore. Also, gosh, I hate these stupid... Dude, wait, that's not you. No, you're over there. What are you doing all the way over there? Let me grab all the things out of these and I'll stop doing what they're doing. All right, let's talk.
Penta?
Do I know you?
Wakata sent me. We need to get off this mountain, now.
No. I'm not going back there as a failure. I am getting that flower no matter what.
Look, I know what it's like when your tribe looks down on you, but you...
Then you understand why I'm either gonna get to the top of this mountain or die on it. Thank you. What are you doing?
This climb is meant to be done by 2 people, right? I'll be your partner.
I'll follow your lead.
All right, let's do it together.
Looks like the trail carries
You know
on.
my name, but I don't think I caught yours.
It's Aloy.
You sure you want to involve yourself with the Bulwark's biggest loser, Aloy? I'll just leave
I
it
like to
here.
make my own judgments about people.
You know, it's not like everyone can be born with a sword glued to their hand. But what was that?
I don't know.
Maybe it's just the wind.
I hope so. It's a dead end.
There's a climbing spike left over from the original. That was amazing!
I've got it. I'm way ahead of you, by the way.
It should let us reach the climbing path.
You won't hear me complaining.
There you go. Okay, so really quickly, before we go any further, I'm going to read this one. We got another one from the same guy from down below. Got to take a breather. Hodgins is in agony. Still can't get a signal. Fed drones are doing flyovers. Hopefully these trees will give us some cover. We're going to have to keep climbing. Told Hodgins he better not give up on me. As incentive, I made him a bet. $1,000 against his precious Wayfarers in the championship tonight. They're 30-point favorites, so all he has to do is make it to the top, and he can lord it over me for the rest of his life. That ought to keep him going. I sure hope they made it, but I don't know. I guess we won't find out till we get there. All right, we got a large health potion, too, which actually we haven't even gotten one of those yet. Are you serious? That's kind of crazy. Okay, so let me keep going up from here. Doesn't really look like it. Pento, are you still over there? Because we can't... I guess we can. Go up like that. There we go.
Climbing gear you've got.
Thanks. It's time to start climbing.
We're already climbing, Aloy. You're way behind.
That doesn't sound like any storm wind I've ever heard.
Almost there.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
This is it.
friendly at all.
I can't believe we actually made it.
Let's get to that summit then.
Okay, we're definitely going to encounter something nasty up here, aren't we? Yep! Oh, jeez. Okay. Hold on. That right there is a frost claw. Okay. Sweet. So this is something we're going to have to deal with. So here's how this is going to work. So frost claws, they got a bunch of big weak spots on their belly, and you want to tear those off if possible. There's also on the shoulder pads too. So let's whoa, move out of the way and shoot all these components off the backs. Whoa, okay, I dodged way too early there. Way too early. Okay, if I can just get him in the stomach, that'd be great. We got to keep using that tear damage. Okay, watch out for those. Keep moving. Run. But this is a great time to hit him in the shoulder if you can actually aim, which I evidently can't. But we'll start with the stomach here. Yeah, do your stand-up thing. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I should probably get some heals in here before he actually kills me. Yeah, I don't want to be dealing with a frost claw right now. But we don't really have a choice. Don't do that. Oh, my. How did that still hit me? Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. Holy crap. Okay, let's start dealing some actual, like, precision damage to this guy now. We can do just kind of one hit at a time. We can also still go for those shoulder pads, and that can kind of reignite his frost damage if we need to. Get a few more advanced shots in there. There we go. Now that destroyed another one. Okay. Whoa. Oh, I am very stuck. I am incredibly stuck. So when all else fails and we're not able to deal all this ice damage to him anymore, we will be able to fall back on fire damage, because that is obviously his weakness here. Whoa, okay. Dealing so much damage. Give me a potion. There we go. Now take that. Yes, it is. That's okay, because it's taking a lot of damage from it. Just a second. I don't want to take a hit. Here we go. Holy crap. I have, like, all the wrong things equipped, too. Like, I'm looking at this, and maybe it's just because I have a completed file now, but gosh, I need to make some, like, changes to my equipment here, as well as my Valor Surges, because I have the wrong stuff in here. Oh my goodness. That was perfect timing. All right, hold on. Let's just fire a few more fire arrows at this guy. That attack is very big AoE, and that should do it. Oh, I fell too. It's okay, it's dead.
Come on, this way, Aloy.
Yeah, just a second. I'm going to actually loot it because I definitely want its stuff. Where are you going? You going up? You're going up. Okay, we're going up. All right, let's go. I don't even think it gave me like any of its pieces, but that's okay. Not going to worry about it too much. Let's keep going. And you know, I got to check something actually before we go any further. Just a second. Okay, I just needed to make sure that the difficulty settings were what I left them at, because every single time this game gets a patch, those difficulty settings for some reason get like reset, and it's really weird. But they turn it, like if you ever have custom difficulty settings, the game's just like, nope, back to normal with you, or easy, or hard, or whatever is closest, or whatever you started the game on, I guess. All right, dude, there's your flower.
Storm. It's easing up. So, how does it feel to make rank?
Pretty great, actually. This means everything to me.
You know, even if you go back with that, it doesn't mean they'll treat you any different.
Honestly, I think I just need to prove to myself I could do this. You should go back. Let the others know I'm okay. I'd like to take a moment, if you don't mind. I'll be right behind you.
Of course.
Thank you.
I'm sure you'll be right behind.
Probably reach the bottom of
Follow
the
this!
faster if I use my shield wing. And get a nice view, too.
Can't really get a view when there's a storm like this. I thought the storm was letting up. What the heck? It just came right back. I feel kind of gypped out of this view.
The storm has passed.
No, it hasn't passed, Aloy. We're in the thick of it right now. It's really bad, actually, still. We're getting completely robbed of this experience, but whatever. That's okay. We've seen plenty of pretty views in this game. Although, no, well, here it goes. It's finally starting to fade a little bit as we go further down. This game is just so freaking gorgeous. Like, I know I've commented that so many times, but it doesn't get old. It really doesn't. So we're going to go talk to Wakata, excuse me, and then we're going to end this episode. I think we've done enough today. Finishing a nice little side quest. And like I said, we'll do another one in the next episode. But I really need to make some changes to my arsenal and actually talk about build crafting a little bit more, because I never really had a huge grasp on it this far into the Let's Play. Now I do. So we're going to talk about some things at the start of the next episode on how we can make this whole situation better for ourselves.
Aloy!
But for now, let's just call this one.
Aloy, you return alone.
Where is he?
He's my brother.
You can't go crying like that, Jekka. You're the sister of a proper soldier now.
Bento!
Ow! I bring you the blood crest as proof of my march.
And with my blessing, you join our ranks. May you find your path on the wings of the Ten.
You've got to be kidding me. Him? A soldier? Please. Flower or no flower, we all know all he'll ever be good for is cleaning everyone's shit.
I think we're done here.
Better put some snow on that, or it'll bruise. Thanks for saving my life. Maybe when I get my old soldier's mark, we can fight in the same squad. Give me a chance to return the favor.
He's cute.
Go on. I'll catch up. Here. Something to commemorate our climb. May the Ten always grant you victory, Aloy.
I'll see you around, Pinto.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for this episode of Horizon Forbidden West. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much. In the next episode, You have a lot of skill points to spend, and I'm going to use that opportunity to take the time to go over how we're going to actually spec into a proper build here and become a true machine killer instead of just this flimsy jack of all trades. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode very, very much, and I will see you all in the next one.